right, here we are. We gotta get this recording schedule down. But either way, back at it. Sit your podcast down. If you're listening to another podcast, man, fuck them. Come listen to us. All right, we got that real shit. Reek here,
That's
G here, McFly is here. We ain't got an agenda, so where I want to start?
Freestyling today.
Straight off the dome, bars all day. First, I want to get to your. So off air, G gave an assessment of the American Gangster album by Jay-Z that I completely and utterly disagree with. Before we go into that, G, do you want to tell the good people about this ridiculous review that you gave? Want to let them know?
I gave an unbiased review of a album by Jay-Z, I believe released in 2007, was it?
That sounds about right.
2007, American Gangster, and I broke it down in a couple of different categories, right? So I'll admit the lyrics category is tough off of one listen. I'll give you that. So my lyrics category, I have to go back and listen. Beat and production, you can hear that from the jump. But I broke it down into lyrics, beat, and production. Production is just how the song flows. Beat is just overall song production. I'm talking about like the sound, does the voice match the beat? Is this too loud? Is the transition? If they're using a sample, can I tell where it's looping? Can I tell what's going on in there? Or if they're just relying on the sample to make the song, because like a lot of music does that. So that's what I did. And I presented it to my cohorts, my friends, to see if y'all agreed and see if I was crazy.
Okay. So you ain't telling people shit. So I'm going to break it down more. Because you got to let them know what the fuck you did. So, okay. Songs.
What did I do?
Lyrics, beat, and then production. First and foremost, for Jay-Z, in terms of the all 17 songs, he only had good lyrics on 4 of the songs. So right there, if we keep it in a buck, you trying to tell me that Jay-Z only had good lyrics on 4 of the songs. Now, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that are acceptable. What the fuck does acceptable even mean, G? What does that mean? Is acceptable lyrics?
Like I said, you got to really look at it from a point of view that lyrics, you got to hear them a couple times to really feel them. Just like when we watching a battle, you got to watch a battle a couple times to get every individual lyric. I'm not gonna lie. I went through the song. I listened to it in its entirety once. I didn't double back. There's maybe 2 songs I double back because I like the song. I think there's only 1 song I liked.
That's the other thing. Only 3 songs have good in all ratings. That's No Hook, Say Hello, and then Fallen. And
G, you do know it's like a concept album too. Like it's a story.
I get it.
It tells a story that you clearly didn't fucking understand.
I didn't care for it.
But you listened to Distant Relatives and you liked it.
If you want me to, I can re-listen to it and give you the same.
No, I want you to re-listen to it, and then I want you to do Streets Disciple, and I want you to do Distant Relatives for Nas, and I want to see the bullshit that you put on a spreadsheet for me to look at.
Look, I mean,
I just made 2 requests.
I just don't. It just wasn't for me. I mean, I get why you thought I would like it because they used a sample on every single song, which I guess everybody does that. But it was kind of annoying because I can kind of hear it. I didn't like a lot of the production of a lot of those samples personally. That's a preference.
We should.
What's that?
I was going to say that we should as a podcast take classic albums or perceived classic albums. And everybody do a review because
I want to start with Nas's albums.
We can. It don't matter.
Because
It don't matter.
I want to start with Nas's 18 shitty albums amongst the 3 good ones. Anyways,
I don't know how I would have rated this back in the day, but like the pop drums were annoying. That's just annoying to me. I can't get over that, especially when the beat don't change. Because this is back in the day when beats were simple. Like beats ain't really changed that much, and if it did, everybody classified it as the fire beat, and it could be the dumbest change, right? So if you're gonna give me these trash drums through the whole song, done. That's already trash for me. He had like 3 songs with the same exact drums, which again, everybody does it. If he's a legend, I expect better from him.
No.
He raps.
No. You can't say if he's a legend, I expect better from him, and then tout Nas's discography at me. You can't.
I expect better from Nas too. He's a legend.
No, they ain't even in the same category.
This album, this ain't the best album. I like Reasonable Doubt, so we ain't got to argue there.
But you only
I'll still give it
one
a
album
review.
that you like from Jay-Z.
What's that?
You only said there's one album from Jay-Z you like.
Reasonable Doubt.
So in other news, guys, I can't take you serious. You can't love Nas and then be like, Jay-Z had only one good album.
Tell me, okay, so this is where I wanted your honest opinion. Which one of these on this album, what are the songs that are classic? I'm just curious how I rated them, not knowing which songs are classic. I know the songs that
I think Party Life, Ignorant Shit. I think Say Hello. I think Success is better. Like the production, I'll give you production critiques because you make music. I will say what do you always say, G? I'm listening to something different. Fine. On that shit, you can say that. Because you may be right on that. But the song to me, the concept, and then, I mean, beats, I guess. But again, as far as somebody who should listen to trash beats, Mr. Nas fan, this should be the best beats that Nas ever had. Period. Ever in life. The best beats. So
that's a narrative. That's a narrative that's been blown out of proportion.
You even agree with that? Do I have to pull up the receipts for this?
Yeah, but obviously he has some beats that aren't the best, but sometimes you can do what you gotta do.
Most.
I said I wasn't going to talk about Nas, but I can't.
And I'm a Nas guy.
I'm not, but I just.
But that's like Jay Electronica's album. That production was probably some of the worst production I've heard in a while, but they did that on purpose, right? If you tell me Jay-Z did this on purpose, then I will say, all right, we could throw that column out. But like this, he has some Jay Electronica sounding production on here. Some of the songs. And then I went to go look at the differences. I went to go look at, okay, let me just make sure the same producers and doing this stuff. And there's a pattern. The producers that I put good for were similar, and then the ones that I put acceptable and trash, they were just different people. So I'm just looking for something different in production. So I mean,
production is fine, even beats, but I'm still lyrics. Lyrics, really?
Listen, like to me, maybe the lyrics need to be digested a little bit more, but some of these lyrics just don't go on the beat that they're on. Like these forcing the flow to me. He's just it just don't flow right to me. I don't know.
I feel like Jay-Z is one of the least forced flow people ever. Just honestly, I don't ever feel like, man, he really stretching this. Like Nas, for example, just beats lyrics over your head.
Some of these, it seems like he was.
We'll put a pin in it. I will put a pin in it. I have to move forward. I don't know what I'm moving forward to because I don't have no other topics. Oh, did y'all watch
this though? I'll end it with, I was surprised at how many I did like that I didn't think I would like, even though I only like 4.
Well, it's better when you're going and expecting to like 0.
I mean, that's a fact. You went in and wanted to like nothing, and you couldn't even deny 4 of them. So like, and then there's 4 that are good all around. There's 2 that are good in the one thing and acceptable in 2 other categories, and then there's 3 that are all like. Just Admit It was a good album, Because like acceptable for you is good because acceptable or trash for Nas is good. So for somebody that you don't like, if it's acceptable, that's probably good.
Acceptable and classic aren't in the same category.
No. The yo category is acceptable. It's probably good or classic for a guy you don't like. That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna bump up trash Nas to okay or passable Nas,
you don't even know my real review of Nas albums.
We're gonna go to them next. That's what we're doing.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll review a Nas album. What Nas album should we review that we need to put a second opinion on?
They all classic.
And you cannot say Illmatic or It Was Written.
Illmatic.
Like those are classics.
No,
so
you can't say those two.
two.
I don't know.
You gotta give us the one like we give American Gangster. You gotta give us the one.
Right, we didn't give you Reasonable Doubter Volume 1. We didn't give you that.
People don't think Stillmatic. There are a lot of people that don't like Stillmatic.
But we've already discussed that Stillmatic is a
Stillmatic.
decent album. So I'm not gonna.
All right.
Something else.
We'll put a pin in it, and I'll find one.
Do that. I want that. Did y'all watch the ladies battle rap?
I saw.
I gotta watch them. I was missing. I missed. I saw the reviews. I saw the after the post interviews. I saw the fight.
So I admittedly didn't see much of it. So like, y'all gotta fill me in. What happened?
Well, did you see the face off? That's where I knew I wasn't gonna watch it.
Yeah, I didn't. I wasn't.
Why?
Really,
Why you say that?
So there's some legendary face-offs out here, right?
Yeah.
And those face-offs, they set the standard of what you're supposed to do with a face-off. And what they did in this face-off, they just yelled at each other for 15 minutes without anybody listening, and it wasn't funny. It was cringe, and it was like,
yeah, it wasn't.
It's like watching the WNBA of face-offs.
Oh, come on.
Lady Luck was probably the only one that had a good face-off because she was like kind of funny, but she's older than everybody, so.
Like, what the heck?
I didn't watch the battles. You know, I just, you know what? I just think the women are more interesting when they're battling men.
You feel like they get up for it more?
Yeah, like it just seems like, because even the face-offs against the men were more interesting. And then when they battled the men, it was more interesting. Like when they battle each other, it's just like, it's you know, you had an abortion and your uterus sucks and it's
no, that don't be the bar. Stop playing. That don't be the bars.
Don't be the bars. Like,
don't say
your
that.
Your uterus sucks.
Don't say that. Don't say that be the bars. Don't.
Like it's
disrespect.
I haven't watched any of the battles, but I can guarantee maybe one or two of the battles, somebody went at somebody about not having kids or why your body sucks or that you're a thought or whore or you know, it's just.
I mean, I feel
the men
like
make them. I think the men make them be more creative.
You think it's because they're men, or do you think because? I mean, in most cases, they have bigger platforms than men do because they've been doing it maybe longer, or they just have bigger followings. Do you think it's because they feel like, you know, I'm out there really be seen right now, or do you think it's just that, like, why do you think they get up more for the men?
So I think also because it's like probably mainly like a man sport. So I think they go harder, and then like you can't sit there and certain things you can say to men that just won't affect them the same way. You could tell a guy, well, your girlfriend had an abortion. You're like, good.
Yo.
Oh wow!
It's like it doesn't hit the same.
I mean, I guess he ain't gotta say it like that though. Shit, he said, "Well, good." Like, damn, bro.
It's like it just doesn't. They got to get more creative. Like I think their skill shows up more when they battle with men.
All right,
than each other.
I guess I can give you that.
I think for me, it's like you watch them you watch them essentially become dudes or try to become dudes, and they just don't do it well. When instead it's like, just be yourself, and like just like, because they're trying to be more masculine, they're trying to, and it's just like the fight. It's like that's basic. Like, it's basic rules in the battle rap. First of all, don't touch the other person, right?
And she said like F Tukey and threw the blue flag on the floor. I didn't know they were in LA. So
yeah, that's the
I don't do that.
Yeah, saying F Tukey in LA is kind of like saying F Kobe at the Lakers game. Like it's just not a good idea.
It's not. Isn't there a video of a dude doing that and they whipping his ass? Whipping his ass on the spot.
They whooped on him for the. It's like it's the same thing. Like it's just not. It's not smart. So. And I just found it funny that since they got that deal with caffeine, the first fight actually came from women.
That is funny. I'm happy they bringing them in. I mean, I don't want to sound or feel sexist. I want them to rattle rap. I do find myself not having as much interest, and I don't know, it's because I don't know them as much. Cause what, they on like another platform before, another like company, and they kind of got absorbed.
Yeah, Queen of the Ring. Like Babs, like we know Babs from making the band.
Yeah.
So she hosts that. She's like Queen of the Ring is her stuff.
So I guess is one thing, but yeah.
And then like some of the footage I saw, like she was kind of like sitting back on the throne like Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat. Like it was just like
throwback to
the setting was just
Sega.
You know that board.
He in the back just watching.
Where he just in the middle sitting on the throne watching people fight. Like that's what it looked like.
I mean, I respect it. Throwback setup.
Yeah. So, I was gonna ask you guys about this. I see that T.I. and Jeezy are now off. So it's Jeezy versus Gucci and T.I. versus Wayne.
But I thought it was T.I. versus. No, wait.
They have changed.
I thought it was T.I. versus Ross.
T.I. is going against Wayne. Jeezy's going against Gucci.
Really? I saw that they had Jeezy on, and he was saying like, he wanted to go against Gucci, which I still think is slaughter, regardless. But I mean, what is Gucci? That's another dude that's really overrated. And like, Gucci catalog is not, no, it's not. It's really not. He doesn't have nearly that much heat as everybody gives him credit for. At least maybe not just my style, but like. But I was surprised to see that they, because he said he called it off. Like, he didn't want to do it at first. He said he hit up Verzuz and was like, yo, I want to do it against Gucci. And Gucci was like, nah, I'm good. And I'm wondering if, like, him telling that story made him feel like, oh, well, now it's out there. People think I'm shook to do it, so I'll do it. But that'll be interesting battle, though. I mean, I don't know who beating Jeezy, period, like, at this point of that era.
Yeah, like, it was interesting to see it. Like, the same people saying Gucci is going to beat Jeezy are literally the same people that said Scott Storch was going to lose to Manny Fresh. Mm-hmm. It's like, dude, like, do you, like, this ain't no regional thing, okay? Like, nobody outside
even in South, the region he would lose.
Right.
Like, they from the same place.
Nobody outside the South listens to Gucci like that. No, like people in Buffalo listen to Gucci like that because I'm seeing Buffalo be like Gucci go like, what are you? Are you serious?
Gucci ain't winning shit.
Like he ain't gonna play but like 3 songs that I know.
Gucci may beat Boosie. He may beat somebody like that. That's who he should battle.
Right. That's a regional thing. Like I Gucci. What, you gonna play Lemonade?
Yeah, that's it.
That's a round that he's gonna lose to.
He gonna play that shit 15 times.
Right. What else you got? Bricks? What else you got?
Who gets so icy?
Right.
Who gets
Jeezy don't even like it.
He don't.
So icy.
Oh, so then he'll get that one. He'll get around because he uses your boy's song. So there's 2 rounds right there.
I think people are confused with the fact that like Gucci birthed a lot of these kids out here. Like he gave them their career or he put them
Yes.
on, and they're confused at that meaning he's good. He could be a great businessman and he could put all these kids on. It don't mean he got the best music.
No,
Right.
not at all.
It's all these mixtapes. Like, get the hell out of here.
It's just and not many mixtapes are going to. Not many people have mixtapes that everybody's heard. Like, just reality of it. Mixtapes are a regional, local thing. If you heavy on mixtapes, like I think G Unit did it back in the day. They mixtapes was like well known. I mean, Wayne did it back in the day. Dipset did it back in the day. There's some people who did it, but fast mixtapes are good. Soul tapes and all that shit. Like, there's some things that came out, but you got to be really spitting on a mixtape for somebody that's not from your city, your state, your area, your region to be like, yo, that shit fire. And that's not what Gucci has. Just
I have no, like, I see zero ways he's going to beat Jeezy in 30 songs, let alone 20.
Are they cool again?
Apparently they are. I
must
think
be.
that's why, like, I saw a Breakfast Club interview with 50 today, and they asked him, well, you know, Jeezy and Gucci can put their differences aside. Can you put yours and Ja's aside? And he said no. So,
but like, there's like, but that's different though. Like they had real beef. Like it wasn't like some industry shit. Well, although Gucci and them had real beef too, didn't? Isn't the story that he got his chain stolen?
He shot one of Jeezy's people.
Yeah,
killed one of Jeezy's people.
But didn't Jeezy get him jumped for a chain? Or isn't that the whole thing? Isn't that where it started on? I thought the story was he wanted to put So Icy on this album. Gucci said nah. And so Jeezy got mad and like had somebody run him for a chain. I thought that was a story. I may be wrong.
I don't know the history between Jay Jenkins and Dradrick Davis or whatever his name is.
Let them boys be their stage names. let them be Gucci and Jeezy. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Nah. I mean, there's no reason for like 50 to make up with Ja. It's not like Ja's irrelevant in any sense. It's not like it'd be like a great like reunion like verses or something like that. I mean, you're gonna find out soon enough, Reek, because Ja has like 3 good songs.
I was taking it easy on you picking Ja. I'm trying to make it competitive.
It's not
because Wayne. We're
not doing this. Wayne. I'm gonna say if Wayne had a verse with Ja Rule, they would call the fight. They would literally have somebody walk in the versus booth and call the fight. If
we're talking celebration like they've been doing, Wayne would probably watch Ja. But you talking about battle? It's a lot.
How?
It's a lot closer because Wayne doesn't have battle records.
Yeah, he does. He got enough for Ja. He has enough for Ja Rule.
I don't know.
Ja Rule sings on half his tracks. What are we talking about?
Ja's entire first album was hard.
It was murder.
His entire first album.
All I'm gonna tell you is, on this versus battle, keep y'all caught up. Reek thinks he can beat me in a versus battle if he takes Ja Rule and I have Lil Wayne.
I'm making this competitive because I could have picked several other people that I would pick to beat Wayne. I could have picked French in 120 zip.
No, you wouldn't have. I'm telling you right now, I have 15 tracks and I didn't even go to feature heavy stuff. I didn't even go to the Drake bag yet. So
you're gonna need to bring it out early. That's like you gotta take that queen out the chessboard early.
Nah, I don't have to do that. I'll go 10 songs without putting out Drake, and he's gonna be watching you.
I let by hear my rounds like Mook. I'm ready.
What did he say?
He said it's gonna be a lot closer than people think.
No, it's not.
He told G that too. You watch.
All right, G. I'm gonna get G my round. Wait, no, G, you hate Lil Wayne. Give me your brother.
I might send G my rounds. I need an objective opinion. I need an Excel sheet.
Excel sheet. Yeah, I'm gonna send you my 20, G. You tell me what you think.
Yeah. I don't know, man. This is gonna be a rough one. I don't know, Reek. I mean, I get it. I know what you're going for. I see where your head at because I know what you're going for, and it just depends on the order to me at that point.
Yeah, I I've been in music battles before. I'm a veteran at this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Mike. I don't know if you know.
That's the only thing that I have against me is that I've never done it. So I'll make them with some weak shit and have to catch up. But I just can't see, even if I play the worst shit from Lil Wayne, the worst 20 he has, Ja Rule has 20 good songs?
Dude, but Reek been making playlists since cassette tapes.
I have.
I'm not worried.
That's
I got you. Watch. My shit gonna come out. It's gonna be fire. Watch. It's over for him.
Yeah, I'm ready. They're gonna be battle records. Like it's. I'm not telling the strategy, but I'm not going out like no punk.
He pretty much just told you the strategy.
Yeah, he did, right? He pretty much did, right?
Wayne is not lollipopping his way out of this one.
That's you know what's crazy? I don't have to go lollipop. That's the thing. You think it's gonna be all just a lollipop and chill shit? And all right, you're done. You already are done.
So
I don't know why we've been doing this.
He's supposed to go against T.I.? Is that like real or is that speculation?
I think that's real. That he's supposed to be going against T.I.
If he ain't in jail. Yeah,
if he's not in the pokey. Yeah.
Okay, I think I missed something here. What happened?
He got arrested, I think.
They found a gold-plated gun in his personal luggage on his jet in like December. And it's and when you're a convicted felon, you can't be in possession of guns. Period. Legal or not legal. So we now know why Lane Carter was actually with Trump. He's trying to get that quick pardon before he go back to jail.
He needs that get out of jail free card.
Effing idiot, dude. I don't understand. Well, I understand. And it's gold plated too. Who the fuck you think you are? 007? What are you doing?
Castor Troy?
gold plated guns. He's stupid. So yeah, he's looking at maybe 10 years potentially.
Yep, see what that gets him. I heard 50 was saying I think Wayne took $1 million to support Trump.
Yeah, he was on Breakfast Club. He was like he definitely got paid. So like I know somebody was on our comments like he's worth over so and so much money. If we learn anything from the Forbes valuations, they could be right. It could also be bullshit. He could also be cash poor, where it's like if you sold all your shit, you'd have that much money, but it may be tied up. He would have had that kind of money. It's tied up in investments. It's tied up in property. So maybe if you sold that shit, but that cool $1 million, you may need that shit right now.
Right. Yeah. I think he does. I don't think Wayne has money like that. Because just by the business that he's done with Birdman, I don't think he really owns his publishing or his masters.
He has not made good business deals in the past.
Right.
That's why I thought it was funny. He was like, yo, this platinum plan, that's a good plan. I was like, you would say that shit,
yeah.
wouldn't you?
50 was like, yeah, I know they paid $1 million because I know how much they were offering me.
Yeah, and that was what? That was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
That was for the inauguration, he said. So that wasn't even like desperate Trump needs an endorsement. That's like I've already won. He was giving out $1 million. And they said it like when they get all those celebrities to endorse or whatever, it's built into the budget. They get so much money given to them in campaigns and shit. It's a part of the budget. Little Pump, dumbass, probably got paid too, even though he wasn't registered to vote.
Yep, all in the budget.
All in the budget. But in regards to this versus battle, I don't know, man. Who y'all got? I think that one's. If you had T.I. in our versus battle, I'd be concerned. I would be concerned. So I think T.I. has a real shot, and actually, maybe he wins.
I think T.I. would beat Wayne.
Yeah, I like T.I.
I think T.I. would beat Wayne.
Does Wayne? Yeah, I mean,
because the format of the verses is like celebration records, so I think T.I. has had bigger songs than Wayne.
And T.I. is gonna get on there. He's gonna use big words and uplift people and celebrate.
He's gonna live in the sky on them, swagger like us them.
Yeah,
live your life.
Swagger like us.
Those three are gonna be. Yeah, he's gonna win on those.
I like T.I. though. I mean, he could come He got some David Banner stuff that kind of hits a little bit.
Does he have 4 classic albums or 5 classic albums?
I know
I'm
Wayne
not
don't.
talking about classic albums with nobody on this call.
I'm just saying that's what he said. He said I got 5 classic albums. I was just like,
I don't know about that one. Yeah, in his block there, classic probably in Atlanta.
but like
T.I. thinks his first album is a classic, which is not.
But what was the first album? Not trap music. Was it trap
I'm
music?
serious.
Oh no!
Like with his first single was like with Beanie Man or something like that.
Nah, that shit was trash. we not gonna play that game. Like, no, that shit was trash.
T.I. didn't start till trap music to me. So
trap music, yeah, right. Trap music.
I gave Tip a mulligan. It was like, yeah, you start from here.
I'm trying to see what's that was a third album, second album.
Trap music.
I think trap music was the second.
I think, and I think it was Urban Legend. Was it King after that? He has some fire joints though. If he get into that King bag, there's some heat.
Yeah, I'm serious. Trap music, Urban Legend, then King.
Yeah, there's some heat there.
Yeah, then T.I. versus Tip, Paper Trail.
Those were okay.
Then a bunch of albums I never listened to.
Apparently, his last album was really hot. I still haven't listened to it yet.
I like Mature T.I.
You heard the Libra album?
I haven't listened to it yet. I heard Busta Rhymes album.
I heard that shit was fire.
I gotta listen to it.
I like Busta Rhymes album.
I was too busy listening to Jay.
They should be listening to Jay.
You know what? I wish there was like a straight up like eject button that like I could hit a button and just shut your whole computer off and just turn your shit off and it's time for you to go to take a nap because you were talking some foolish ass shit. Stop coming for Jay, man.
I just said the truth, you know.
Whatever. Anyways, back to this versus battle. I think T.I. probably wins too. I mean, I think it's the same thing. I think T.I. has more popular mixtapes, but a lot of his best shit was the mixtape shit. And then y'all don't know about his third and fourth album. So like, I mean, I don't know.
Wayne, like on his own, I don't think he really has a shot. He got to go feature heavy or mixtape. Like, he's going to pull out freestyles and shit like that.
But I think some of his freestyles was so nasty. He has a chance.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, though, some of his freestyles when they hit is just like.
But if they're going just like strictly albums.
I mean, but if you look at like Carter 3, for example, I mean, Amelia's around. Let the Beat Build could be around. You Ain't Got Nothing could be around. So I mean, like, I can call a couple for him. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I mean,
but it gets really thin with Wayne on albums.
Yeah, that's fair. But again, if he jumps into that Drake
he's
bag,
gonna have to call for help. He's the wrestler getting jumped in the ring, and his man, you see him running down the aisle. But
that's fine. But like but the thing is, you know what, you're right. But the man's just gonna run down the aisle and come for him is gonna be like the top guy. He not going and calling him like
because
2 Chainz. He gonna go call Drake. He gonna go call the guy.
Wayne is Marty Jannetty, and Drake is Shawn Michaels.
That's a throwback for you youngins out there. That is funny. Yeah. All soft and sensitive and shit. Yeah.
Oh, my man, the Bulldog.
The British Bulldog.
British Bulldog.
Gotta call Bret Hart.
Yeah, that's funny. Oh shit. Throwback wrestling. Love it. Nah, you're right though. That's what it is though. He's become that guy. I don't think I've ever really seen that where like the guy that was the guy is now obviously not the guy no more. Never would have thought that shit would have happened to Wayne. I thought he was gonna keep it, but then the contracts, him getting fucked over, that seemed like it just made him age. Just took shit out of him. He ain't got it no more. Whatever he used to have, he ain't got it no more.
I think he was putting too much out, man. It was quantity, not quality. He was just like putting stuff out just like rapping. Every week. Just like not. He was like Versus would be like legit. That would be the lyric, and then be like, all right, I guess you need to put that out. That's cool.
I mean, I think he was. I'll give him this. He put too much out, but he also felt like he was the only guy that was on top of rap and just said, "Let me really give as much as I can." But he's one of the only ones that literally gave maybe too much. We talked about it with DMX, was on top and just didn't quite give enough. It was like, all right, you could have maybe had one more good one in there and didn't quite get to it. But Wayne was the opposite. He was like, I'm on top. I'm going to drop every single bar I have. And then that, I think, put him in a spot where it's like, all right, well, what you got left?
But do you think when like people do that, and not just like with rap, it's like just anything, it strips away the aura from them? Like when you look at like a fighter, like Floyd wasn't active like other fighters, but it's like it's a big deal when he fights. Or when you look at even like battle rap, you look at Mook. Mook doesn't battle that often, so it's a big deal when he comes out. Or Jay, when the album come out, like it's not like it's a bigger deal. Wayne, I think, for him to try to say he's as great as he was, or the greatest alive, or greatest ever, since when does the greatest have to work that hard to stay relevant?
I think you make a good point. They say that like M learned this from Dre. Probably again a little bit of an extreme, but like I'm not putting out an album every year, every summer. It's like I'm gonna give it time to breathe. I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna have something new to come back to the table with. So I think you're right about that. I wonder if he did it because he was like, I gotta keep doing it to get paid. Because I don't own any of my shit. I wonder if it was just partially, this is how I'm making money. Because I feel like he just put his head down like he was a good running back. Just grind. Not gonna pick his spots. I'm gonna just grind out because I've been putting that mindset of you make money by grinding. I wasn't able to sit back and chill, take a play or two off. It's like I had to keep doing this to grind and get paid. So maybe it was that for him. Because clearly Baby wasn't paying his ass. So maybe that's what the fuck it was. But I do think you make a good point. If you the man, you ain't gotta put out albums like you ain't got shit else to do. Like you just wanna breathe. Like, you can do other shit.
Yeah, it was like I was always like the contrast with that. Like I think that's more of the newer era model of doing things, because the attention spans are shorter, and you can't just like I think they feel like you just have to put stuff out like all the time, and I don't think you necessarily have to do, especially if you're considered great. Like if you're considered great, I don't think you have to show up that much. J. Cole goes and act like he's homeless and doesn't come out for like 3 years.
Cole and Kendrick got the worst. I hated that line there, like when the producers were saying, Kendrick, he got enough stuff for 6 unreleased albums. Just like, you just milking this shit. Your album better be fire. That's all I'm gonna say. It better be fire.
They probably do though, because I'm pretty sure they record a bunch of trash stuff that they could throw on a mixtape, and I think that's probably the difference. Like Wayne probably recorded thousands of trash songs that he just released them. Yeah, that's probably the difference. That's probably the only difference, because I bet those boys live in a studio. There's no doubt that they don't have a studio in their house. They just ain't putting out the trash stuff.
I mean, I also think like in his heyday, I feel like, to me, it wasn't as accessible to just get on. I feel like the social media age and like the YouTube age, it's bigger now than it was then. So maybe Wayne felt like, yo, there's no competition. I'll just keep dropping shit. I don't have to let nobody have their way. Let me just keep putting out shit. Because who else is really competing with him? When he was on top, who was dropping shit that was like, yo, they getting the same buzz as Wayne right now? No one really. T.I. for a stretch, like will have an album a week or two here or there, but like no one was really doing it like that. Jay-Z was never looked at as like a competing factor because it was like, old versus new school. Right. And it's just Jay. He's Jay, so like fuck you, I'll do what I want, right? But I mean, I don't know. I feel like again, the times have changed, and I miss that Wayne sometimes, but I don't know, man. That shit ain't coming back.
Yeah, I guess I wish I would have saw him mature a little bit, right? Like obviously we have the greats. They have a plan with their release. They're doing something with it. They're packaging something with it. They got like a rollout specifically. Wayne is just like, just left the studio. Blah. This is all I got.
Right.
But
I think
that's Baby though. That's Baby not putting him on, like giving him boss mentality, having him in worker bee mentality. Like,
but I also think that also showed he didn't grow as an artist.
yeah.
I think that's the other issue. When you putting out that much stuff consistently or constantly putting it out, like you're not growing as like you're rapping about the same thing.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. It's like when you're rapping that much, everything sounds the same.
Right.
And you ain't rap about nothing.
He's not a storyteller. He's not telling stories. And I think that's a lost art of rapping. Having a subject line that you can stick to or a story you can tell. Take me somewhere with what you're saying. I don't feel like he does that near the end.
And I think he can do it because his last album, he had that one track that was essentially a story. It's like, give me like 10 of these on an album and then give me 5 throwaways. And
I don't think he can.
You don't think he can?
I think that took a lot out of him to make that.
You think
one
it did?
Song.
Which song?
Maybe.
Which song?
I don't know the name of it. You know I'm talking about his last album. That's the one everybody was touting as.
Because he's been out since he was like 12. And it's like you have nothing to talk about till now. You're like 40.
I think that is the thing, man. He lack of experience, man. I don't think he has nothing to talk about. I think that's fair.
I just don't think he's been clever enough to rap about it. I think
also
he can
don't
only
think
rap one way.
I also don't think he's ever felt compelled to do it. Because I think in his mind, he's been the greatest for the last 10 years. And so he's just like, what else do I have to prove? Where it's like, I think people like Jay, keep using Jay, but I think people like him look at it like, not Nas. People like Jay look at themselves and say, okay, that album was hot. How can I get better? What can I give different this album? What can I do different, say different? I feel like in that Nas combined with his maturity, Nas just dropped an okay album. The albums before those were not good.
The qualities you just described, Nas has done that on almost every album.
But he hasn't done it and made a good album.
I thought Life Was Good was a good album.
Like, but that wasn't the last. I'm not going into this Nas shit. I'm not discussing Nas's albums.
I mean, you keep bringing up Jay. I'm just saying.
But I'm bringing up Jay and you bringing up Nas. This is my whole point.
But how about Drake? Drake kind of changes with each album.
Yeah, Drake picks a genre.
I don't think I don't think Drake changes that much at all.
Really?
Album to album.
He picks a genre and conforms to that genre for most of the album, and then he'll give his fans the stuff that they want, but then he's gonna give you a couple from that genre that he's gonna.
Yeah, I mean, like the More Life album was very Caribbean.
Yeah.
Like
maybe I mean I just to me it just feels like he does the same shit. He'll just throw an accent on a couple of words from the culture and that be it. It works. I mean, it works. Yeah, but he'll throw on a whiz kid, he'll throw on like somebody from the set or whatever. All right, cool. But I don't feel like, not that I don't like Drake. I just feel like if you listen to his album, like dead ass, listen to 3 of his albums back to back to back. Just have it on the background, just go with it, right?
But if you look at, I guess I'm looking at it from a point of view. It's like when I look at the production of the album, right? There's like when you look at like a reggae album, there's something that comes with it. When you look at a trap album, there's a certain thing that comes with the beat. When you look at like a poppy album, like there's like formulas in music, quote unquote. Mm-hmm. He'll go into each of those formulas. He'll get all the producers for that formula. He may sound the same, but I mean like the feel you get from the song, it's gonna be in that genre. And he's going to cater his music to that.
He goes all the way in, like, with whatever he's trying. Like, he'll experiment more. I think Wayne can rap. I put Wayne and Eminem, like, kind of similar because they can rap their ass off. But it's like they can't really do more than that. Like, it's not going to be, they can't really switch styles too much. They can't really give you too many different types of songs. They don't really have growth in their music. By the time Eminem started trying to grow with his music, his fans ain't like it.
I would say this. The one difference between M and Wayne is M can still tell you a story.
Yeah, he can do that. He can do
And I
that.
think that to me is a pillar of rap. That's why I think DMX should be a lot higher on people's all-time list because that motherfucker could tell you a fucking story. And you be just like, damn, son, facts.
But look at his life compared to Wayne's, right? Like, I'm sure Wayne has something to struggle through, but like,
He got shot in the face by himself or shot himself in the chest.
Shot
with a
himself.
gun.
Got saved by a racist cop, and now he doesn't believe in racism.
So that's his story, but that shit don't really play well to the audience.
you listen to DMX rap, and it's like,
I'm saying you can
feel
rap about
bad
it.
for him.
You can rap about it.
But I think that's the thing though. Like you said it, Wayne been rich since he was like a kid. And I mean, when you a grown man kissing a grown man that's not your father in the mouth, you're not really going through nothing. You're just not. You having fun, life's good. That's your daddy. He robbed the shit out of you, but that's your daddy.
And it's
Like,
crazy because he should have something to go to living in New Orleans. Like that ain't. I'm a ride or die Saints fan. I don't want to go to live in New Orleans.
I mean, his pops died when he was young. You can talk about being robbed by somebody that had your back. You know what I mean? Like in Baby, I feel like it feels like the music. And he said it. The Carter was it 5? I think he was sitting on it, and it released it. And to me, it was okay, but it felt stale because Will Smith says this before. Music is like a snapshot of your life at that time. Your snapshot is like 3 or 4 years old, my guy. We needed this back then. You need something brand new right now. You can't just go get a Kendrick verse and go get whatever other Triple X voice, whoever else was he had on the album, and be like, now it's a good album because I got these newer heads on it. Like, no, you need to drop another album with new shit. And I think he didn't do that.
Yeah, just address what's going on.
Because that would have been. I want to hear that album. I want to hear how you mad at talk about the team. What did the team do? That's real. You gonna have some real emotion behind that, not just same old shit. You know what I mean?
It's funny. It's like this battle rapper came back not too long ago. I think his name was Rich Dollars, and he's been gone for like 6 or 7 years. And he just went up there. I didn't see the battle, but apparently he just went up there and just rapped. And everybody's like, yo, you're not going to come up here and not tell us what you've been doing for like 7 years.
It's the Cassidy problem, right? It's like,
right. Like, you're not going to come up here and just spit bars.
Everybody knows you got bars, Cassidy.
Right. It's like, you're not going to come up here and just tell us and like just rap. Like, what have you been doing, man? Give us a round where you just tell us where you've been at.
Yo, Cassidy was using old slang. It's like, yo, dude, kids are saying totally different stuff today, man.
like, come on, man. That's an issue.
I mean, if Wayne drops that album with some real shit in it, I think that's the only thing that's gonna get me back. Like, yo, I want to hear your next shit. If you're gonna keep doing the same shit like it's 2008, I'm just gonna ignore your ass. Like I just am. It just is what it is. And I don't love all the new shit, but you got to do something in there that's not what you was doing 10 years ago. Like, that's what it is.
NBA news?
Oh,
boys, they gave up my guy, man.
You will love it. Didn't they get like 3 picks on that shit?
Oh yeah, Drew. Yeah.
I like Drew though.
Listen, if they're giving that much, like, and I like Drew, if they're giving up that much for him, you should be asking for the house. If you're trying to get James Harden, Houston should be asking for the house. They gave. Dude,
I couldn't believe what they gave when I saw the trade.
What was like 2 players and like 3 draft picks?
Dude, it didn't make. What was Shannon Sharp was saying earlier? He was like, they gave up damn near what they gave up to get AD. How the fuck do you give up that for that can be your guy, G, but he's not the guy on any team. He's a guy on every team.
He definitely a great supporter for whatever they got going on. Like he fit on every team to me.
I mean,
Drew
fine.
Holiday will literally fit in on every team.
But does he put them over the top? I don't know if it does.
I think he can be with the right people.
Yeah, I like the Bogdanovich pickup because he. I
don't like that for losing. What's the dude? DiVincenzo. I didn't like them losing that for him because I feel like I would have kept him because he's one of them feisty dudes. He can shoot. I wouldn't have just gave
Athletic.
him up. Like, right. You need athletic guys that are willing defenders that can shoot the ball. Everybody needs those kinds of guys. And he was on his rookie deal still. I wouldn't have gave him up for that.
Yeah, I'd have kept him. But I think they're looking at like because Bogdanovich can play. Like he can shoot. He's not like the typical just stand in the corner guy.
No,
so he can
move
help
a little
out.
bit. Yeah,
he can help out. But I would have rolled with DiVincenzo.
Well, they upgraded Bledsoe like a motherfucker, man.
Yeah, Bledsoe sucks.
Now we gotta deal with him.
Oh, that man. What is like? It shows how much they care about Lonzo because they went and got 2 point guards for for Drew.
I don't know, man.
Lonzo's out. I think the Knicks are going to trade for him.
Did you hear that? Are we trading for Lonzo?
No, but it just feels like it's going to happen.
They're going to get Melo and pull him in?
I don't think we're going to get Melo because I don't think, from what they've said, and I'm looking right now, there's not enough. They want too much to go up too high. Like the price to get up to in the top 3, we're saying for the Knicks would be like either Robinson or RJ. I know you'd say yes, Reed. Shut up.
Yes for RJ.
He'd say one of those two, the eighth pick, and a first-round pick next year, and I'm just like, eat a dick. Like, no.
Yeah, I wouldn't give a first rounder, not for next year, but
next year
I would give up RJ in this year's in a heartbeat.
I don't know if you can do that.
Do you think the Bucks did enough though? Because I still feel like they're gonna have the same problem.
No, they didn't. You know what the Bucks needed? The Bucks.
James Harden.
Yeah, dead ass. If you were gonna do what you did, mortgage the house, you had to bring back James Harden. You had to bring back a guy because the biggest issue I think is you need shooting and you need a playmaker. You need somebody who can get their shot when you really need it when it counts the most. But also, you need somebody that makes Giannis feel like, okay, this guy is also on my level. And as good as Holiday is, he's not. And you've seen it. If you don't have 2 guys that are all-star, perennial all-star level on your team, and I'm sorry, not fucking Middleton, like real all-stars, like legit all-stars, like I can carry a team myself, you're not going to championship. And their biggest issue was that as soon as Harden did not take his extension and was like, I want out, I'd have been like, yo, Houston, you can have anything you want, not name Giannis. Let's talk. Because we need that dude. If you gave up anything, you gave up all the DiVincenzo you want. If you got Harden, then that's fine. So I think they're going to be a problem because he's not going to stay because of Drew Holiday.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we'll see. I think Drew helps, but
he helps.
I also think I would search for a new coach if I were them, but
that's where I was going with that question.
Yeah, because the coaching matters. Like Coach Bud is a great regular season coach, but in the playoffs, like he's been the same guy. Like you can't run the same. You can't just go 5 out when you got 2 7-footers. And like Miami played small, and he sent everybody out on the perimeter. Like, why aren't you posting Giannis and Lopez up? Like, why are you trying to play the spread analytic basketball? Like, it's just
they don't have that in their game.
It's
Giannis
bad.
needs to get that. Giannis needs to take that summer pilgrimage over to Mr. Olajuwon. Get them footwork lessons. You 7 foot, bro. Get in the paint.
Yeah.
You need to have something go to. Something that no matter what you do, you ain't stopping this shit.
Right, because everybody's like, he needs to develop a jump shot. Well, until he gets that, there should be no reason why they don't have any plays for him in the post or getting it at the high post or like you can go high-low teams to death if you wanted to with Giannis and Lopez. You can put Giannis at the free throw line, put Lopez on the block, and that's if you go small, that's murder. But
make them decide.
Make them decide. But for some reason, they think is dumb basketball now. So,
I mean, you know what? Here's the thing. I think you could run that offense if you had better shooters. If you had not Middleton as your second best guy, maybe. I mean, it's worked before. You can make it work.
But in the
I was
playoffs,
like,
okay, go ahead.
It's tough in the playoffs. That's still
right. That's what I'm saying. Like they're not going to just because the whole thing is Giannis gets guys open because he drives to the lane and collapses defense and kicks it out. But in the playoffs, they're just building a wall, and it's like, okay, I dare Middleton to do something.
That's what I'm saying. If you had guys that were really built like that, like I mean, obviously that's why honestly the best place for Giannis is probably Golden State. That's the quiet move I've been thinking about. Like they do that shit. Yeah, their window was extended 3 or 4 more years easily, maybe 5 or 6. I mean, shit,
Yeah.
them boys
or the Knicks become a real legend.
I mean, I think if anybody wants to be a legend, you should come to
the Knicks. Be a legend.
Here G go with this bullshit. Here G go with this bullshit. Here's the thing, because
there's no way you're honestly thinking that going to the Knicks is a good idea for Giannis by himself.
Yeah,
you must be bringing the cat. You must be bringing.
No. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Giannis. First off, if Giannis leaves the Bucks are no longer a good team, right? A team that arguably we could still beat. In the East, you're gonna have one powerhouse, probably the Nets, and if the Nets get hardened, I mean, fuck it, we playing for second anyway at that point. So I'm thinking if the Nets are already better, and the Nets, let's be honest, are probably better than them right now. If KD's even 80% of what he was, I mean, shit, they just lost to the goddamn Heat. They may be third right now in the league. They may be third right now in the East, easily. They just lost to Cuz, and the Nets will be better. You assume this Celtics will be better, but I don't know. They're a weird case. Maybe not. So, I mean, I don't know. Is it a great move for him to come to the Knicks? It needs to be proven. But I think here's the thing no one wants to admit about the Knicks, about New York teams in general. When you win in New York, it's like 2 fucking rings anywhere else. And I'm not making that shit up. Look at the respect, the admiration that Eli Manning had in New York. New Yorkers would cuss him the fuck out, but be like, man, but he's a legend, though.
He's still a legend.
Fucking legend. You win here, whether it's 1 or even 2, it's over. It's just, it is what it is. It is what it is.
That's right.
It's New York, man. So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's always a good move to come to New York.
Right.
When is it not a good move?
Absolutely right.
So, G, what's your take on that? You know what's never a good move? To go to fucking New Orleans. It's never a good move.
Zion,
to do that
baby.
Shit.
We got Zion, baby. Don't matter.
You should got what? You got Zion because he had no choice.
I've heard some inside information that I won't share on the air yesterday about Zion and Duke, but
no.
No, I can't do that. I can't do that on the air. I can't.
Insider information. All right, you're gonna catch that offline. What? Yeah. No, I mean, I think the Knicks. I mean, I don't think we're gonna get anybody. Rick, I gotta ask you because we're talking about the Knicks for a little bit. How do you feel about getting Westbrook?
I like the Brody.
I like the Brody.
We have to get something to compete with the Nets because the Nets, like, I think they're finalizing. I think they're probably going to get a deal done for Harden, and we're going to need something just like to make people still watch the Knicks because nobody's coming to see RJ Barrett. So
you think it's a foregone conclusion he's going to the Nets? I think if he turned down the extension.
Right. From what I've read, the deal is almost done. And that was like by Woj or something by like or Legion Hoops or something like that. That was like maybe a couple hours ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And a lot of people, and I know a lot of people are for some reason everybody's blaming Kyrie already for a meltdown that has not happened
Yeah, probably.
It was like, I was like, wait a minute. Because here's the thing I noticed about that. If they get Harden, there's literally only one player in that big three that has had people literally leave him because they didn't want to play with him. And that's James Harden. It's not Kyrie. It's Dwight Howard left. Chris Paul left. Westbrook wants to leave. Nobody really wants to play with James Harden.
I think for Harden, it's probably he's a guy who probably never should have been the star. He was best as the second or third star, and maybe he feels like he's cool being second or third behind those two. Although I do think you could see a potential meltdown.
He never really should have been the star, though. I don't know if I'd agree with that. I mean, talent is talent.
I
blame the coaches more than I blame him, though. Like he was put in a system where they embraced analytics and it changed the way he played because he wasn't playing like that with OKC.
He wasn't allowed to.
And I think,
but I think it's also the stars dictated that they need the ball too. No one on his team's ever been able to dictate, I need the ball more than you, ever, except when he was on OKC. Now, you can say analytics and coaching aided that, but the eye test is the eye test, bro. He wasn't better than Westbrook or Durant, period.
No.
You couldn't argue he was.
Right, and that's my concern now. Going from playing D'Antoni ball to now having to share it, like people are concerned about Kyrie and KD. They played on teams where they had to share the ball. Harden hasn't really played on he's been on a D'Antoni system for years. So to ask him to go from dominating the ball to now having to share with two other people, I think it's the hardest transition for him if he goes to the Nets than Kyrie and KD.
But I think if he's saying I'm going to the Nets or nothing else, he must be expecting that he has to make that change. It is like they're begging him to come. I'm guessing he has to have that in mind. And
from what I read, Harden wants to go to the Nets. I don't think they reached out to Harden and say, "Hey, come over."
No, he said he wants to go there. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So,
what does that team look like, though?
As far as after the trade,
do they still keep Josh? I know LeVert probably gone.
LeVert's gone. Dinwiddie's probably gone. Allen may be gone too.
Right.
I mean,
so you got DJ starting, DeAndre Jordan, Kyrie, Harden, KD, and you could probably just throw in any power forward.
Somebody who's going to play defense and get rebounds.
Right.
Can't be nobody that wants to shoot a damn thing.
Right. Somebody that's perfectly fine standing in the corner.
Yeah, maybe a stretch for a little bit of a shot.
Right.
Give some spacing, but no one that's going to expect to get considerable touches at all.
They're going to get PJ Tucker to come with them.
He'd be perfect for them.
He would be. Honestly, he really would be. I do think it's what the fuck happened, man? What happened to New York basketball? This shit is just ridiculous.
We were just talking about that the other day with my pops. Like, this New York basketball sucks.
This shit about to be fucking Brooklyn Nets about to be the damn champ. If they get a ring before the Knicks, they're going to. I mean, at this point, you got to accept that that's about to happen. It's just, oh man, that shit's tough to swallow. But no, pause. Yeah, I mean, if they get Harden, which it does feel like it's gonna happen, they're prohibitive favorite. I would love to see a matchup with them and Golden State actually, to see if Golden State can overcome that. Although I think them versus the Lakers would be interesting too. But I don't think any team in the West could beat them if they get Harden.
You don't think the Clippers can get it back? No. You think they can get it together?
No, I think the Clippers are pretty much done because if they don't get rid of who's that dude?
Paul George?
PG-13. If they don't get rid of him, it's just going to cause even more vitriol than probably is already there because they don't want him there. The team has already looked at him like, yo, you trash, you ain't show up. There's already like talks of that shit in the locker room. So I don't think they have enough. I mean, maybe. I just feel like I don't know if Paul George is that guy anymore. And if the team doesn't think you're that guy anymore and you lost your coach, I mean, who's coaching that nonsense? I mean, maybe you put it together.
They got Ty Lue, but
it's Ty Lue to go. Oh, then yeah, no, they're not going to get it together. I don't think. I don't know
like
if
Ty Lue.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
I do, but I don't think I like him in that situation. Just,
I think they had to get somebody to hold people accountable. And Ty Lue actually been known to like yell at LeBron or tell LeBron to shut up. So if you tell LeBron to shut up, you got no problem holding Paul George accountable.
That's fair.
They need a real big man and not Montrezl Harrell.
I did read that they're probably going to get Rondo.
I saw that.
Was Rondo like not happy with LA? Because it seems like he was just itching to leave.
He pulled Jerry Rice, man. Pulled Jerry Rice. Win with the 49ers and then win with the Cowboys.
Shit, I guess, man. Damn.
Deion Sanders. Go ahead and do that.
Yeah. I do. I mean, I do think they need a point guard. Like a real
I never
point guard.
felt like Rondo. I always felt like I thought Rondo would clash on that team. And I guess he did, but it probably made them better.
Yeah.
Rondo seemed like the type that y'all gonna argue, but he's a smart enough guy. He's a team first guy. So like, even if you don't like how he does something, you can probably agree that it makes sense. That's how they talked about him on Boston. Like, he be going in sometimes, but like, we get where he's coming from, so you kind of respect it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just always a vibe that people gave off about him. But I mean, you know,
I think the Clippers need that. I don't.
Yeah,
I look
Clippers,
at their team and I don't see a guy that's. I don't see an on court or like a sideline leader.
Right.
no.
They need somebody with high IQ on the floor because I think it was times like watching Kawhi and his body language. Like you could tell it was times he was frustrated because he's thinking on a level of basketball that they're not. His teammates ain't thinking on. So you can see his frustration. Like that was like looking at the play like that was a stupid shot, or why would you do that, or you know. But Kawhi's just not that vocal of a guy.
Wasn't there a clip of he gave up the ball for somebody's shot and he
Reggie
said
Jackson.
he said I don't give the ball for you to shoot that shit.
Right.
He said essentially, hey, why am I giving it to you? You putting up that kind of shit.
Right. Like, yeah, it's like,
and there was no
I could've did
laugh.
that.
There was no laugh. It was just straight Kawhi face. And like
Right.
Reggie was just like, my
I
bad.
passed
Like,
you
I don't
to
know
take
what
a
else
better
to say.
shot. Right. I passed you to take a better shot because I was going to take a difficult one and you shoot a worse shot. Like,
That shit was so crazy. Yeah, that was the funniest shit. But that's you're right. That speaks to his frustration. Like obviously he was mad and just like y'all are just stupid. And then that with like the Robin to your Batman over here hitting sides of fucking backboards, talking about some, you gotta do better, guys.
right. Yeah, shut up. Like you do better.
Yeah, talk about we wasn't planning on winning this year. That wasn't our goal.
Like
We
what?
really
Then
got
what's
in
the
the
point
press
of playing?
conference and said that.
Right. That wasn't our goal this year. Then what's the point?
He didn't really say that, guys.
He
Don't
did
play.
say that.
No,
Yeah,
don't
he got
play.
into a press conference and said that.
Don't play.
Paul George is the epitome of zero accountability.
Yeah.
Remember,
Yeah.
he got the shot hit on with Dame Lillard, and his response was,
It was good
it was a bad shot.
Yeah.
And I'm not a numbers guy, but the numbers show this dude take this shot a lot.
And he makes
Said the first time he take this shot.
right. It ain't a bad shot for him. Stupid.
And he
You know,
did it earlier that quarter. It's just why this
Right.
is
Like he just
stupid.
did it like a couple minutes ago.
You saw him make that shot.
It's disappointing, man, because it shows us like, dude, I'm not gonna say he doesn't watch the game and he doesn't study the game, but it's hard to believe that he does saying stuff like that. Like
It does feel like
your
he doesn't.
matchups, like you know what I mean. Like the stars,
they know their matchups. The stars, they know tendencies. The stars, the people who are, elite,
I
they
mean,
know this stuff.
I get that
But-
to LeBron, man. He be knowing shit. He's in his bag, man. He watching videos. Like he don't feel like the greats do that.
He studies the game. I think it's just a difference in just the era. Like Paul, like you look like LeBron, like Paul George literally looked and went for an excuse on that shot, even though he just watched him hit it. Matter of fact, everybody watching the game knew he was going to shoot from there.
Right. There was 3 seconds left. He can't.
Right, he was making no attempts to get closer. He was just like,
Right.
all right,
I'm shooting from here. I'm just getting my rhythm. And he's still sitting there making excuses. And it's just like, dude, you got to take some type of accountability. Like, if you studied, even if you're studying him playing, like throughout the game, he has shot this shot. And he's made this shot. So
a plug for Reek. Reek did a really good video breakdown of it. I think it might still be on YouTube, but it was a real good video breakdown of that whole sequence.
yeah, like he's an idiot. Like Paul George, like I can understand why the Clippers guys are frustrated playing with him, because if he has some type of defensive breakdown or takes a bad shot or whatever, and all he does is blame the next man,
that shit gets old. That shit gets old real fast when it's never you, it's always somebody else.
And I think that's going to be, if there's any issues with the Nets, is going to be that with Harden, because you see that already with her. Like Austin Rivers the other day said Harden got mad at him because he missed a free throw, and Austin Rivers was standing up on the bench, and he blamed him for missing a free throw. You distracted me.
Nah, you ain't telling the truth on this one.
Huh?
You ain't telling the truth on that one.
He is. I believe it 100%. He's telling the truth on that.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Harden is gonna have issues, but you assume he's cool enough with KD that he'll get over it. I just don't think.
Be all right.
We thought that with Westbrook.
Nah, I think we knew, but that was different though. That was a last ditch attempt. I think with this team, he has to realize you can't dominate the ball like that no more. And
I figured immediately him and Westbrook weren't going to click because just the way Westbrook plays in general. Westbrook plays too hard to be okay with anything Harden does.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
That's true.
That's a fact. That's why I think he'd be good for the Knicks, man. He gonna make them work hard. If nothing else, they're gonna work hard.
He will. That's why I think he needs to go there. You got to bring the excitement back.
I think Russ takes y'all to the playoffs. I think Russ can take any team to the playoffs after what I see.
No, I think you're right. I think we'll be an 8 or 7 seed, 100%. Now, will we beat the number 1 and 2 seed? Probably not, but it'll be fun to watch for a year or two.
Another question. So, does Chris Paul, and Devin Booker mean anything to you on the Suns, or is it just whatever?
He's literally getting paid to be a coach because both of them, him and Ayton, need to grow up a little bit. They need it, and who else to learn from than Chris Paul? That's what he gave to OKC: maturity, work hard, professionalism. They're gonna learn that shit. Are they gonna be a playoff team? I don't know. I would say
I think they'll get the playoffs. If he can get OKC to the playoffs, he can get Phoenix to the playoffs.
Talent isn't the issue. I just think it's everybody gonna be all in.
Well, OKC has some dogs though. I don't know. I don't know Phoenix. That's why I'm asking y'all.
That's true. But I think because you got Chris Paul and you got Monty Williams as a coach. Because one thing I will say, like even in the they played hard every game, even though they probably weren't going to make the playoffs.
They did play hard.
They didn't lose. They went 8-0, but they played hard every game. So I think Chris Paul would add to that and help them take the next step. And I think they might sneak into the playoffs like 7 or 8. I'm not going to say anything stupid like Kendrick Perkins said earlier, like they're a 4 seed.
And where? In what division? Like he got to stop bringing up Kendrick Perkins.
4 seed.
Fucking idiot.
In the West.
No.
4 seed.
I do think, 7 or 8 I think is reasonable. I think they need to get that experience. I think Booker's too good to have not really been in the playoffs. He's just too good to not have had more team success. And hopefully Chris Paul teaches him like a little bit about, all right, yo, dude, like this is how you do this shit. That's why I didn't mind if we had traded for him, but I mean, a team like the Suns is better. I mean, they have actual talent to make a jump. Whereas I'm happy he's going to a team where at least he'll have an outside chance. I mean, if you're in the playoffs, I guess you have a chance, but I would like to see CP get an actual chance for a ring. But it shows a lot, though, that he didn't want to seemingly go to – apparently he didn't want to go to LA. It wasn't really high on his list in terms of going to the Lakers, which I found interesting. But,
I wouldn't want to go either.
But, like, it's weird that none of LeBron's boys want to go play with him.
Because here's the thing. When you're playing with LeBron, you're not going to get much credit, and they're going to give you all the blame.
But do you think CP3 cared about that at this point? I feel like he already know he ain't going to get the –
I think for CP3 is more so because I like as somebody who played point guard, it's hard to play with somebody that always has the ball in their hand.
That's what I always said.
Yes, I didn't think it would work because LeBron, he is the point guard. I mean, Rondo came off the bench to play point guard. You know what
Rondo
I mean?
became a designated shooter.
Look, I don't know what it is about LeBron and like why after all these years he hasn't developed an off-ball game like with his size and his athleticism like that. That should be his dream, realistically.
Right, and you would think that he would like embrace that role where I don't have to handle the ball and I can just finish. But he needs his stats, so.
I mean, that's the thing, man. I think a lot of it is all a part of the narrative. It's all a part of the narrative.
The master controller of narratives. Can't say it's your fault when you look at my stats.
Nope. Anyways.
Because my fans are casuals.
I do feel like just on his fans real quick, he has the highest percentage of fans that are just fans of purely him. I think that's just weird. People are fans of teams.
I don't think it's that weird. I think it's just more exposed. Mike probably had the same. Like I was a Mike. I didn't know nothing about basketball back then. I just liked Michael Jordan. Then I started to learn about it. But at the time, I didn't care. I care nothing about basketball.
But we're talking about when you were
Michael Jordan fans didn't. Jordan fans didn't make excuses like LeBron's fans do.
Because Jordan kept winning.
Well, there you go.
Draft is coming up. What do you guys predict?
I don't know nothing about any of these players other than
of
Ball in the Family that I still watch on Facebook.
I do watch that show. That is a good show on Facebook.
It's a good show.
You might have to jump on that. That is a good show.
Is it nice like that?
It's better than the Newmans. I can tell you that for sure.
It definitely is better than the Newmans.
Fair enough.
Like they have like real family issues.
I seen some clips. I'm not surprised.
Like LeVar was mad that Melo picked Puma. He was not happy about that at all.
Who's supposed to pick? Big Baller Brand?
Yeah.
Nigga, you should have realized that shit done came and went.
He's like, you ain't even mentioned Big Baller?
Do y'all think he gonna go number one?
I think Minnesota. Yeah, I think Minnesota's stupid enough to do it, and I'm only calling them stupid because they don't need him.
That's what I was thinking too. Like I know he's like the entity that everyone seems to know the most about, but I'm like, dude, do you really need a point guard? It makes sense to me to get like either Edwards or potentially Wiseman, although you have Cat. But I mean, like,
they should get Edwards because Wiseman said he doesn't want to go there because they already got Cat.
Oh, he already said this?
Yeah, he said that. Wiseman said, I don't want to go to Minnesota. They already got Cat. Like, why would I want to go there? He plays the same position I play. So get Edwards because you already got Russell for a point guard. So why would you need LaMelo?
I think they're gonna try to go with that like 2 passing guard situation, where I never think that works well. Because even when like D'Lo went off, it was when LeVert was hurt and he got to be the guy. So it wasn't like he thrived with LeVert at the same time. It was more so after that.
Right.
So I don't get why people want to do the 2-point guard thing. But
Minnesota's the same people that drafted Ty Lawson and no, was it Rubio? It was Rubio and Johnny Flynn over Steph Curry. They drafted 2-point guards in the top 10.
I remember that shit. They're not a smart team. See, I hope he falls because I wouldn't mind us trading up for him if it was within reason, though. Although I think they're content to stay at 8 and pick whoever is.
We have nothing at 8. We have nothing. They're talking about the point guard from Iowa State, he is literally another Frank Ntilikina. It's pissing me off. And the thing is, I saw an interview with him. I like him as a person. But we don't need him and Frank. We don't need him and Frank.
I need Frank off the team. Like, he's a good kid. We need to move on from him at this point. Like, I can't.
Sick of Frank.
Can never escape the Knicks' anger. Honestly, I'm just talking myself into whoever we pick. I'm not even mad no more. What pick the Pelicans got, G?
Y'all, I don't care. Y'all like 10 years. Y'all like 10 years from being relevant. Or if y'all get Russ.
If we get Russ, I'll be okay. We get Russ, and I'm giving Dennis Smith one more year.
I give him one more year too. This is the last year. This is the last year.
There's only one reason why I'm giving him one more year. And that's because he's been working with Abdul Rauf on his jump shot.
All
off season.
All right. We may see something.
All right. I was like, okay, you're a smart kid. You found a great shooter to work with.
It will be interesting.
Pelicans got what was the number you gave me the other day, Reek? Like 40-something first round picks or something like that.
Yeah, they got like
over the next
want all those. Like,
yeah. Over the next 5-6 years, they got like 40-something or some crazy number. I'm probably exaggerating.
It's an insane amount of I'd probably more draft picks than football. And
That's ridiculous.
It's the insane amount of picks.
I mean, I got a good haul for Drew, man. I was surprised at that shit. I was really surprised at the haul I got for Drew. That shit didn't make no sense to me. None.
Yeah. It hurt me, though, because Drew is the type of player that I prefer to see. Obviously, he's not flashy. He probably won't make him money, but, that type of ball is what I like to watch. So it kind of hurt me, but, I mean, whatever. We got Zion. Hopefully he can figure it out.
We do have Zion. Hopefully he'll figure it out. Ugh. Fucking Zion. He should be on our goddamn team, man. Fuck the Pelicans.
He really should be. He should be a Knick. He wanted to be a Knick.
He was mad. He was mad when he had to come to your shitty team.
And he has to go down there and eat gumbo.
He's like, I'm not a linebacker, Sean Payton. I'm on the Pelicans.
Get this crawfish out of here.
I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about it. You know,
I know you're
Pelicans is whatever. You know, Saints is doing good, so I can't complain.
Talk about relevancy. The Pelicans will never be relevant, even with Zion not relevant.
When the last time the Knicks made it to the playoffs? Because I can tell you when the Pelicans did.
This year, when we get the Brody.
Right. It's talking about. First off, I'm saying right now, that trade's gonna happen. There's no way, especially when they lose Harden to the Nets. Yeah, they're gonna give up Brody. Ain't no reason to keep him. They're gonna give him up on the cheap. We ain't gonna even give him a first round pick for him. You're gonna get his ass. Watch.
What happens to Houston? Because it seems like, I mean, obviously they blew everything up, but I didn't know they was gonna blow it up like this.
Well, apparently, from what I read, Harden and Westbrook want to leave because the owner is like one of those retard level Trump supporters.
Okay.
And he made them uncomfortable with the level of Trump supporting that he does. like most owners are Republican Trump supporters anyway.
Let's keep it a buck. We know most
Right.
people that own teams are
Right.
Republicans, and they
Right.
whatever.
But
we know
he's
this.
like, from what I read, like he's like over the top.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, and I think that goes back to, the conversation starting from college. Should we just take all our talent to historical black colleges? Like,
Here's the
should
thing. We should
where
have
should we?
basketball should be strongest at Hampton, at Howard, at
Yeah,
Virginia Union,
maybe.
at A&T. That's where. Why would we go anywhere else? Why should we go to? Why should we go to Duke? Why should we go?
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why to go to Duke.
Off camera. We gonna talk about this. But like, I think that's the thing. Though, we make a good point. If with basketball, with one guy in basketball, it's different than any other sport because one guy makes your team everything. With football, you have to be the quarterback. Maybe a lineman that can make your team like nice like that. But in basketball, one guy, any position, can make your team everything. If you get three of those guys on the same team, why have a Fab Five in Michigan? Have a Fab Five at Howard. They're gonna still beat the same amount of people. They're gonna still be as relevant, and you're gonna bring so much money to those schools that need it. That don't have the large endowments from being, operating for generations and shit. Like.
Right. I'm kind of surprised that the big sneaker company, Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, haven't really invested a lot into the black college athletic programs yet. Because that's like that's like a small little treasure that you can really load up on if you're smart.
Yeah, that's marketing at its finest. Like, regardless of whether they're doing it because they really care about us or not, it's like if they want to look good, they want to like check off that checkbox in their diversity meetings.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the quintessential win-win. Look good and make money. What are we doing? Let's go do this. It makes sense to me.
Right. If I were them, I would have been seriously looking at, okay, like even with Dion, like Dion's at what school coaching football?
Like Jackson
State or Mississippi State, one or two.
Like we will give y'all whatever money y'all need to make this a elite program.
They were mad. His son pulled his offer from what was it, FSU? Where was he going?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
His son pulled his offer to go too. Like.
But to me, I think that's in terms of you're talking about building up the black community and building up black colleges and black institutions, like that right there. That's the easiest thing to do. If you a top recruit, y'all doing team ups and shit all the other time at your AAU teams. Yo, bro, we at Hampton. Yo, bro, we at Howard. Yo, bro, we at A&T.
Right.
Like, why we not doing that? Why we going to these other schools that again they gonna give you education just like the other places are? But I'm like, why not go? I mean, you going down to Alabama. Why? Why not go somewhere else? I'm just saying, man. That's just I think it makes sense.
Going to these schools that like are known racist, like their flag, the school mascot is racist, and
or the people they care that you can dribble the ball, you can run the rock, but as soon as you're done, like where's the support? It's all based on that, where the community will embrace you after you leave. Like you can get embraced by people that really care about the well-being and all that shit beyond just your abilities. This is why I think football fans are the funniest people on the planet, because they're some of the most racist motherfuckers cheering for niggas every day. Like how you do that? Like go watch hockey if you don't watch some brothers. Oh well, that one's good because he's on our team. He carried the ball. He fast.
I don't know. You guys got anything else?
I think we did good. It was a good job. Like we have no set topics, but
Yeah.